out woe unto the earth and the sea, because the devil has gone down to you. He is filled with fury, because he knows that his time is short. Brothers and sisters, the time is upon us, now. And a great tribulation must now unfold. It is now that you will be tested. And it shall be by your actions henceforth that your faith and your loyalties shall be determined. You are either of this earth, or you are of the spirit. Which is to say, that you either identify with all that is physical in nature, or you identify with all that is not. You either realize the truth of who you are, or you do not. If you identify with the sense of self that is named, the characteristics of that named entity being those by which you define yourself, then your experience shall be no different than these bills, which you see burning here before you.
I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole?
You could say that.
I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No,
Why not?
because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window, or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
But if you can see through to the truth of who you are, and you identify with that which is eternal and can't be burned in the fire of the flesh, so then shall your experience be of that which is untouched by the things of this earth. So it was in those days, that the disciples of Jesus were asked by a man to heal his son, who had been driven mad, yet they were unable to drive out of him the dark spirit that caused his madness. The father then asked Jesus to try, and Jesus was able to quickly rebuke that dark spirit and drive it from the young man, who was thence healed from that day forth. Then came the disciples to Jesus, when they were alone with him, asking, "Why were we unable to cast it out?" And Jesus said to them, "Because of your unbelief. Verily, I say unto you, if you have faith, and you do not doubt, you shall say to this mountain, Be removed and cast thyself into the sea. As you believe, so it shall be done. Thenceforth, there shall be nothing that is impossible to you." So, it has come to pass, that a great plague has been loosed upon the earth. This plague is of the earth, and is in the earth, and shall all who are likewise of the earth come to be touched by this plague, and they shall either die, or shall suffer terrible effects that will follow them for the remainder of their days upon this earth. Yet, it is with great confidence that I come to you now, and I tell you, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. If you have found yourself truly, then you know as surely as you sit here reading these words that you are not of this earth, and the things of this earth hold over you no power. And thus, this plague, which is of the earth, cannot touch you, who are eternal. Now, To those of you who do not see truth in my words, I can only urge you to look deeper. For it is only that you shall be free and suffer not that I have come to you today. If you find these words to be fanciful, it is only because you have come to believe in the illusions of this earth. I tell you, all things of this nature are unreal, even this life you cling to in fear of death, is but an illusion. Have you not been told that the kingdom of heaven is within? Have you not been educated that even death itself is an illusion? Has no one told you that if you are born again, of the Spirit that you shall not taste of death, but shall have life everlasting? Perhaps your disbelief is because of something you may have witnessed in regards to the church, or to those in your life who profess with their mouths to be one way, but who show through their actions a much different truth. If this is the case, allow me to apologize on their behalf, for it is not acceptable to be a stumbling block to your brothers and sisters, that you may in some way gain. Furthermore, it should be said, that you will not be held to account for the actions of others. Likewise, you shouldn't act based upon what you have witnessed of another. You must be honest with yourself, and to that end should you live authentically, according to your own faith. The choice is nevertheless before you now, to decide for yourself what you believe. Do you believe that you are a being of the flesh alone? Do you believe that when your flesh passes into death, that you shall also be no more? Or do you believe that you are somehow greater than the flesh within which you are housed, and that you will not die like your flesh, but will instead live on, as spirit, eternally? I do not have the time, unfortunately, to convince you of either of these. It is truly in your hands now, to decide for yourself. Will you live on, or will you die? Will you suffer as the flesh is designed to suffer, or will you be impervious to such things as should torment the flesh, and have faith instead in your own everlasting spirit? This is a unique moment in time. You can decide now, even if you've always believed otherwise, to have faith in yourself as eternal spirit, and if you are able to believe this with absolute certainty, as you believe, so shall it be done. As you believe, so shall it be done. The plagues of this earth shall not touch those who belong to the Spirit. If you do not believe in this plague, if you are certain of what you are, you will not suffer or in any way be harmed by it.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.